Hello, welcome to the Sad Chronicles. I'm Sam.
I'm Aditya.
We wanted to do this podcast for a while, and we're finally trying it out. It's our first episode.
Yeah, and we don't really have a theme or anything yet, but
Certainly
I think
not.
we'll just talk. We'll have a conversation, and then record it, and then see if anybody likes it at all. So
I assume we're only going to have 5 listeners, but boy, are those 5 listeners going to love this podcast.
2 of them are going to be us. The other 3 are just Matt listening. But all right.
Okay, so this podcast is going to be called the Sad Chronicles, not certainly because it's a sad podcast.
It is pretty sad.
It's going to be depressing for sure, but because our names, if you would believe it, spell out sad.
I always go by AD, not Aditya.
And I always go by S.
But yeah, so now we're just gonna throw it to our boy Kanye. We're gonna try and have a different song that we really like at the beginning of every episode.
They'll probably all be by Kanye, I assume. So here's Kanye.
Like we always do with this time, I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. Go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma push it down. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the good life.
And we are back. Hope you enjoyed our boy Kanye on the track, close personal friend of ours. So just want to give you a little background about us. We just graduated college, shockingly, of course. Never thought we made it.
Technically, I haven't even graduated yet, but
Not sure because you failed Theater 101.
I don't want to talk about it. It's truly a harrowing memory at this point still. But yeah, so I mean, like I mentioned before, we don't really have a theme, but today I think we're just going to talk about movies a little bit.
Yep.
And so about like my history with movies, I've been watching movies since I was very young. I watched movies in 3 different languages, and I didn't really miss anything. I was part of like a newspaper column with a friend of mine back in New Jersey in high school. We'd write like parody film reviews on movies that we'd recently seen. I gave a TED Talk earlier this year, pretty short one, but about art and film. So I like to think that I like watching movies a lot. I like to think that I can analyze them pretty well. So it'll be interesting to talk about it.
On the flip side, I only like movies because I met you. For the first 18 years of my life, I kind of just thought of movies as, something to do. But ever since I met Aditya on that fateful day 4 years ago, 5 years ago now? 4.5. I realized what movies could really be. So now I'm definitely a movie buff, not as big as this man over here, but let's see if we have some interesting discussion, yeah?
Yeah. So let's just start with some of the best movies we've ever seen. So we each made a list of top 10 movies. So,
Yeah, let's start with our top 10.
So obviously we have to go from 10 to 1.
I think we have several of the same.
That's going to be a really interesting discussion.
So my top 10 is actually a top 12. Because I couldn't keep the last 2 out of it. And also, I was made fun of by our friend Seth because I was trying to put my 12th movie into my top 10. And instead of replacing the 10th movie, I was going to replace the 5th movie because it seemed like the most logical one. I mean, my top 10 is in ascending order in no particular order. So.
Yeah. So we'll start with 10.
Okay.
Sam will start with 12.
Yeah. Should I just list my 12th and my 10th, or my 12th and my 11th before you list your 10th?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my 12th and 11th. Number 12, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, none of the other ones. But you like the second one better than the first one, don't you?
I do like the second one better than the first
Would you
one.
like to explain your wrong opinion?
Sure. It's right because, I don't know, I mean, the first one does a really good job making you like the characters, but the second one introduces Davy Jones, who I just think is an incredible villain. And, I don't know, had better CGI, and they fight on the circle wheel thing, which I still think is the coolest scene.
That is quite a great scene.
All the Pirates. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it just stands out to me the most as the one I enjoyed. So, and not knocking the first one by any means. I still think the first one is probably a better movie. I just like the second one more.
Now, we just saw Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Should we talk about that or pretend like it didn't happen?
I like to think that the series ended with the 3rd movie.
I actually like the 4th one better than the 3rd one.
I know, that's another wrong
Because
opinion.
in the 3rd movie, he's in this white purgatory with the crab thing.
Okay, you said that, and I think someone else had said that too, where like they're like, oh, half the movie he's in like this white place with nothing to do. But when I like rewatched the movie because I don't know why I watched
Why would
all
you rewatch
four
it?
in preparation for the fifth one, and he spends the first like 6 minutes of the movie there, and then he gets out. I think it just feels like longer, but the movie is 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, if 6 minutes feels like 30 minutes, doesn't that tell you how poorly done the movie is?
I mean, it's a bad movie. Don't get me wrong. But...
That being said, the soundtrack is amazing in every movie, and as you well know, the only soundtrack I listen to while studying. So
yeah.
All right, so moving on, my number 11 movie,
Mm-hmm.
which really I got to find a place for in the top 10. Maybe I'll take out 5, but Good Will Hunting. Fantastic film.
Yes. I actually just watched, like, 2 days ago, I watched Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's Oscar acceptance speech.
Mm-hmm.
And
that
then,
movie?
Yeah, because they wrote that movie.
Right,
That's actually how they both got into the cinema world was
that
they
was
wrote
their
the
first
script.
thing, right?
Yeah, they wrote the script for it, which is incredible. There was so Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon have a feud, which is the funniest feud on TV.
Funny.
And Ben Affleck was on the show, and he walks in and he's wearing like a huge trench coat, and then Matt Damon's like hiding inside it. And of course Jimmy Kimmel kicks him off the show, and Ben Affleck and Jimmy Kimmel talk about their past, and they reminisce over that part. And it was really funny because Ben Affleck was talking about how he didn't really prepare his speech, so he just went up there and thanked Boston a bunch. We would like to thank Boston. We really like to thank Boston. Yeah, great movie, great script.
Fantastic film. Now, if we were to
Miss Robin Williams a lot.
rip Robin, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, Mrs. Doubtfire,
Mm-hmm.
slept on movie.
I think my favorite, besides Good Will Hunting, I really like Jumanji.
Never seen it.
Seriously.
Is that the one with the monkey?
Is there a monkey in that?
I
No, that's
haven't
not at the
seen it.
museum.
Not at the museum. That's not what I was thinking of. Great film, though. Flubber, also a classic. That little flubby thing that was flubbing. Have you never seen Flubber? Dude,
There's a movie called Flubber.
it's all about this, if I remember correctly. I think the last time I watched it was on VHS, so that tells you that. But if I remember correctly, Robin Williams plays himself, basically. And there's a green goo that goes crazy, and it's like loose in his house. Now,
You're really selling me on this.
if you're not sold already, then I'm not sure what else to tell you.
That's a movie I won't be checking out. I'll read the plot synopsis on Wikipedia.
That's all you need, probably. For that one, I'd say.
All right, so that was
That's
11.
12.
All right, so let's do 10. So my 10th, which I think is also in your top 10,
It is, yes.
is The Dark Knight.
Why it's not higher, we may never know.
Because there's 9 better movies out there. But, I mean, so we can both talk about the movie, and then when it comes to you, when it's on your list, we'll just say, okay, we talked about it before. So.
I think that would be a good time as well to discuss our discrepancy on superhero movie ratings.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're
earlier,
so wrong about this.
Earlier we made a top 10 list for just superhero movies, and this idiot puts all 3 Batman movies as 1, 2, and 3.
Now let's be clear here. The 3 Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
Although George Clooney's Batman.
Scintillating. So
They call it the bat nipple suit because you can see.
you could see his nipples.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Like, you know how he obviously wears a suit,
How
but
many nipples does he have? 2 or 3?
2. We're not talking about Matt Rossetti here. They have in like the plastic they put a nipple mold.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
risky
moving on from George Clooney's nipple.
Yeah. Should we though? That should just be the theme of an entire podcast.
That's a sentence I never thought I'd say.
Anyway.
So back to George Clooney's nipple.
Yeah. So back to the main theme of this podcast. I think that.
Wait,
okay.
sorry. Did I talk to you before we move on from George Clooney's nipple? Did you know that the man had he ran like a tequila distillery?
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, and he sold it for $1 billion. So now he's worth $1.5 billion.
I mean, some people have all the luck. This man is sexy.
Yes.
Has great nipples.
Yeah, fantastic,
and also a good businessman.
and a good actor.
And here we are, barely even doing anything with our lives, recording this terrible podcast,
talking about his nipple and how much we admire it.
But anyway, all Are we finally moving on to George
We are
Clooney's
finally
nipples?
moving on
Okay,
to this.
so can we name this podcast George Clooney's nipples?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, are we changing it from Sad Chronicles?
no, just the title. Don't we have to title each podcast?
Oh,
Or do
yeah. Oh, we should.
Okay. Anyway, so
We should have planned that out.
the
earlier.
Dark Knight trilogy is that what it's called technically? The Dark Knight trilogy?
Yeah.
Certainly. So
The Nolan trilogy.
I think the real crux of the issue here is that you don't like The Dark Knight Rises as much as I do.
Yeah, that's entirely true. I don't think The Dark Knight Rises makes my top 10 superhero movies.
Because I think it's, while it is definitely not as good as The Dark Knight, it's not like really far below The Dark Knight in my mind.
I like the only issue I have, and by only I mean one of many, is
Obviously.
one is the length of the movie. I think The Dark Knight was so good because it was just concise. It was like action, 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 action. Whereas Dark Knight Rises had so much like filler that it kind of bored me. And same issue that I had with Iron Man 3 actually, but I think they're both really good movies. I just think that there's like a lot of it could have been edited choppier and it would have been more fast paced. That's my issue with it. I also didn't think like Bane was great. I like Tom Hardy. I didn't think he was like that. He was really intimidating, but like they could have done a better job with his voice. I think. Like,
Oh, I disagree.
really? You like his?
That voice is terrifying.
I don't know. They could have made it more menacing. But anyway, so we shouldn't be talking about the Dark Knight Rises though. Back to the Dark Knight. Legendary performance from Heath Ledger.
Mhm.
I think the greatest villain on TV history.
Undoubtedly.
And I like Christian Bale. I thought he was a very good Batman and Bruce Wayne.
So now, do you like Ben Affleck better already?
I do. I like. Well, how many movies? Like, he's only done one. The thing with Ben Affleck, and the problem with Christian Bale is that it took like all three movies to really convince me that he was a good Batman.
How
And a
dare
good
you?
Bruce
Give
Wayne.
me one.
Batman Begins is so good.
Such a great movie. It's my third favorite superhero movie. So,
Wait, so is your order 2, 3, 1?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
wow, you each put 1 over 3?
Yeah, way over 3. 1 might make my top 10 superhero movies,
It's interesting because you're wrong.
but
Don't get me wrong, Batman Begins is a great movie.
it is.
But
That's Liam Neeson's.
Liam Neeson's himself.
The man from Tooken.
Straight Tooken, homie.
But the moment Ben Affleck was on screen, I was like, holy shit, that's Bruce Wayne.
Mm-mm.
And when he was back, he's also bigger. Like, okay, he's jacked.
Yeah, but I don't want my Bruce Wayne to be jacked. I want him to be lean, like Christian Bale. I want him to be Christian Bale. Okay, I feel like, let me say my 2 cents about Ben Affleck, and
Yeah.
it's going to make you upset.
I know. Oh god, it is gonna make me upset.
I don't really like Ben Affleck.
Oh my god, I
Not
love
just
Ben
as an
Affleck.
actor, as a person. No, I'm kidding.
I really just like the way he was raised.
Yeah, I honestly just
George
don't like
Clooney
the
has
way he
better
treats
nipples.
people. Undoubtedly better nipples. I just feel like I'll say this. Every time he's on screen, he just like seems emotionless to me. And there are some movies where he's supposed to be like that, like Gone Girl.
Oh god, what a great movie!
Fantastic film. And he was good in that. I'll give him that. But I don't want...
If I had an 11 and a 12, I think 12 would have been Gone Girl, to be honest.
Why do you not have 11 and a 12?
I don't make the top 10 list.
I don't want my Batman to be this emotionless character. I don't know. I just feel like Christian Bale fit it way better than him. And I mean,
That's
I'll give
fair.
him a chance, but...
That's fair. I think a lot of people said that they liked Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne, but they liked Ben Affleck's Batman.
Oh, really?
I think Ben Affleck's Batman is definitely cooler. Can you agree with me on that?
In what way?
Like just like Batman, like in the suit as a
I don't
superhero.
know. No, I don't agree with
Really?
that.
So you like both, like his Bruce Wayne and his Batman?
It's also, I mean, maybe a little...
Do you like his
nostalgia
Lois
because
Lane
of-
better? Amy Adams is way better than
You mean his
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Rachel?
Yeah, what did I say?
Lois Lane.
Lois Lane on Superman.
Yes. I don't really find the
Oh,
Rachel...
okay, wait. I said Amy Adams. So I was comparing Lois Lane to
Apples to oranges.
Until we get the solo Batman movie, I don't think we're gonna even see Ben Affleck's
Rachel.
love interest. But
I didn't think she was that attractive, whoever that actress
Maggie
is.
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like her.
But,
You know she's Jake Gyllenhaal's older sister.
well, with a name like Gyllenhaal, you can only assume.
That's
such a
racist.
That's namist. How dare you?
um,
All right, so But let's go
Yeah.
into our
Let's-
top super. No, let's go into the top superhero movies real quick because I think our
Detour?
5 fans would like to hear that.
I
I don't know if I ever wrote it down.
I was
But I'll
talking
tell you
to
right
Nick
now.
about it. My friend Nick, my roommate. I don't have the list. I can't find it in my notes.
I think I can come up with mine probably on the top of my head, right?
How about we just do like top 3 before we then go back to it?
Okay.
I guess in top 3 that are not Nolan.
Okay, well, my top 3 are the Nolan.
Yeah. Okay. The next ones then.
Probably.
So I guess we'll do 6, and then I'll
Oh
tell
my
you.
gosh. Okay.
I'll tell you-
You tell me your top 6. I'll tell you my top 6.
I'll tell you my top 3
Okay.
because I can't think of 6. I'll tell you my top 3 superhero movies that are not Nolan's because I don't think it's because The Dark Knight would win, but I think number 1 would be Iron Man. You know how much I like Iron Man. I think the reason the Marvel Cinematic Universe is as popular as it is undoubtedly because of the success of Iron Man and the tone that Jon Favreau set. Also, Robert Downey Jr.
Jon Favreau directed that.
Yeah.
Isn't he also in them too?
Yeah, he's his bodyguard. Happy.
Yeah.
God, you gotta love Jon Favreau.
Speaking of Jon
Did you know
Favreau,
Jon Favreau's one of his first movie or one of his first is Elf. He directed Elf.
really, he directed Elf.
Yeah.
Honestly, that probably should be my top. I was gonna have to be a top 13.
Well,
now.
okay, Elf is one of those movies like if it's on TV, you're watching it.
Guaranteed. I watch it every. It
Best.
doesn't even have to be Christmas time.
Yeah. Best
Oh.
Will Ferrell performance.
Yes.
But yeah, he did direct it. He also
Chef.
yeah,
Great movie.
and The Jungle Book, great movie.
Yeah, I liked that a lot actually.
You know, he honestly has very few misses. You know what a miss was though? Cowboys versus Aliens.
I never saw it.
And Harrison Ford was in it.
Why would they make a movie called Cowboys vs. Aliens? You think?
I don't know. He was writing the success of the Iron Man. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll give you a big budget, do something with it, and then he messed it up.
Uh,
But then he did Chef and Jungle Book. So yeah, he's a super talented guy. Great. He's really funny in the movies too.
Yeah.
So Iron Man is 1.
Okay.
Number 2 would be just like purely nostalgia value. Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire ones.
Now Spider-Man 2 is that the one with Doc Ock?
Doc Ock, yeah.
Never
Who is
seen
God.
Somehow
Great
I've only
villain.
seen the first and third ones.
And it also has arguably my favorite scene in any superhero movie, including The Dark Knight. Actually, the Joker bank robbery is up there. But
What an opening scene that is.
yeah, there's a scene where Spider-Man stops a train that's running loose by shooting web on both sides of the train and then using the buildings to like slow himself down. And that scene is just so cool.
I feel like I've seen that scene. Maybe
I
I've
think I
only
might have
seen that
showed
scene
it.
and nothing else.
Yeah, that's probably number 2. Number 3. So actually, we were gonna do this, but we didn't because we didn't have time, and then I did it anyway by myself. But I did watch all the Marvel movies. I actually just finished like last week, starting from Iron Man all the way to Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and in repeated viewing, I really liked Civil War. I think it was the Avengers movie that Age of Ultron should have been. In a repeated viewing, Age of Ultron was not good.
I did not like Civil War all that much, or at least I liked it. Don't get me wrong, but maybe not as much as other people because this is a problem I have with.
I don't know if it's number 3, but I just wanted to mention it.
Yeah, this is a problem I have with Marvel movies in general. There's a couple problems, and I think we've talked about both of them.
Yeah, my
But
issue with it.
My 2 main problems are there's always such an ensemble cast that I just feel like they don't dive deep enough into each character, and it sometimes gets a little convoluted with every storyline, you know? And then B, that we've talked about this too, everything is saving the world, right? So it doesn't feel as intense. And we've talked about comparing that to The Dark Knight, right? Whereas, you know, with the Joker's fairy experiment, you felt like he was actually going to blow the fairies off, right? That's something that could have actually happened in the movie. Whereas when you watch a Marvel movie, and
it's a world ending all the time.
and you know they're going to save the world.
But in Civil War, the entire conflict was getting them to break up. There was no real like world ending thing. You know, the airport fight was really cool. The ending fight between like Iron Man versus
That was great.
That was a great. And also, can we just before? I guess we're on like a crazy tangent. Back to George Clooney's nipple.
Thank God, bringing it back to the theme of the episode.
Iron Man basically defeated both of them.
Both.
Bucky Barnes and Captain
I forgot
Rogers.
that.
Who do you think the strongest Avenger is?
It's got to be.
I mean, like Hulk is kind of unfair because Hulk technically has unlimited power.
I mean, Thor's a god, though.
Thor's a god, but like, so the thing with Hulk is he, like, you know how, like if in the Dragon Ball Z universe, you know how everyone has like power levels.
I have never seen Dragon Ball.
Okay, they have like power levels that they can increase and decrease.
Okay.
So translating that into Marvel, every superhero basically has a power level. But I think I might be wrong, and our 5 listeners can correct me. But I think the Hulk doesn't have a real limit. He can keep like fighting through it, and like I think it's like the angrier he is, the stronger he is. I don't know, but
Right.
I think not counting Hulk, I think Thor would be the strongest.
They have to be right. He's a god. I mean,
I'm excited for Thor Ragnarok.
yeah. I think it
Hope
just
they don't mess it
is it just Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Gladiator?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Hulk. But okay, sorry. Back to my third favorite superhero movie. Probably Avengers 1, just because I think. Oh no, actually, Winter Soldier.
You've listed all Marvel movies.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And we're not counting the Nolan trilogy, so I don't know what other superhero movies there are. I think Winter Soldier would be number 3. I think that movie's so cool.
I think that would be my top
So
3.
cool.
Yeah, if I had to list my top 3 Christopher Nolan.
Mhm.
I think Avengers.
1.
Yeah, I think so.
That movie, like, the hype was real,
Loki's
and then
a
it
really good
delivered.
Loki's a really good villain.
Loki's a really good villain.
Of course, I just talked about all my problems with Ensemble, and I still listed it at number 1.
And they did a great job, though. I mean,
Probably 2 not Civil War. What's the Winter Soldier? 3 probably Iron Man. Yeah, I haven't seen Iron Man in so long though. Ooh, that is a fantastic film.
That is a fantastic superhero movie. That's like the Fantastic Four movie that should have been.
I feel like people outside of us don't love The Incredibles as much as we do.
Wait, you think so? I mean, they're getting a sequel. Isn't that exciting?
I am so excited.
Dude, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, when is that coming out?
I have no idea. But they're getting the same director, Brad Bird, so that's good.
All right, so you want to keep going on our original?
Yeah. So what are we on now? 9? What is your 10?
Oh, my 10 is Dodgeball.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
really?
It's my favorite comedy movie.
Wait, so
I must have
I haven't seen it in so long.
times.
Is it Dodgeball's the one with like Globe Jim and Vince Vaughn? Yeah, back when Vince Vaughn was funny.
Dude, Vince Vaughn's great.
Vince
Wedding
Vaughn
Crashers also
the
fantastic
movie
film.
I'd never seen, and then I watched it.
Vince Vaughn's interesting because I feel like in every movie he's kind of like reactionary, but he's just still so funny, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the out there character in the movie, right?
Yeah.
But
He's just not been very good recently, though.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
I like his interviews. I think he's really funny on person.
Mhm.
On person? In person?
I believe in person is correct. If he's on a person, that's a different thing we're talking about.
Yeah. I haven't been in him, really.
You haven't? I have. You Vince Vaughn are lovers. You heard it here first.
Ben Stiller's really good in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Also, isn't that the one? Oh, she makes doesn't his like girlfriend come out as bi at the end, and she kisses it? Oh, that seems really hot. I think it was one of the first lesbian, like on-screen lesbian things that I'd ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. That and George Clooney's nipple, but
those are the 2 most erotic moments I've ever seen on television.
Yeah, caught on tape, really. Yeah.
All right, what's your
My number 9
Yeah.
is Star Wars, the original trilogy.
Yo, you're going with the whole trilogy?
I mean,
because I did that as well in my
If I had to dissect the trilogy, I think I'd do 1, 2, 3.
Is it even still
I
recording?
do 4, 5, 6.
I don't know if it's still recording.
Yeah, it is. I do 4, 5, 6.
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, we just edited out my technical difficulties. I would do. You're telling me take them in order.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. It is tough.
I like 6. I think it'd be 4. They're all. I don't want to put any of them at the bottom.
The thing with 4 is I think it's like obviously amazing, but it was just the first one that I saw, and then they just throw you into this universe with no foreplay.
Yes, that seems right.
And I don't know, like it's one of those things where, again, like Spider-Man 2 or Avengers, where like I was just shocked. So.
I think, speaking of movies, that I think the best movie that they just throw in the universe and don't tell you anything, not in my top 10, but Mad Max, Fury Road.
Yeah.
You just have no idea what's going on.
That was so good.
It's basically just an hour and a half long car chase, but...
And so Tom Hardy, incredible in that.
Wow. Anyway, yes, I think I would have the same order. Maybe I'd put 6 above 5, though. But
so what's your 9?
My 9 is...
and another thing with 4... arguably the best scene, except at the end of Rogue One with the Darth Vader. That
Wow,
is
that
up
might
there.
be the best Star Wars.
But
scene
Han
in-
Solo introduction is so fucking cool.
in
It's so cool in 4.
when he kills the
yeah.
Who
They
shot
literally.
first though?
Who's that? Han.
You think it is?
He shot first.
What does that even? Do we want it to be he shot first?
Yeah, I don't know.
What does that say about his character? You know.
He's an immoral guy. Like I don't think that can be questioned. He literally did what he did to survive to that point. He was basically a bounty hunter that we really love. So
Too bad he died. Spoilers.
oh my god.
Well, there goes 4 out of our 5 listeners. Yeah. So I agree. That's up on my list farther. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
My number 9 is Finding Nemo.
God, I love Finding Nemo,
Because
dude.
in my mind, when people rank Pixar films, right, and we've done this,
Mhm.
we might as well say our top 5 right now. But
So how much of a tangent can we go on?
I mean, we got all the time in the world, right?
Yeah, technically.
I think my top 5.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a while, but I think Finding Nemo is far and away the best Pixar movie by a long shot.
Let me tell you why I'm wrong.
And
But okay, Finding Nemo. Sorry.
the one I've seen the most, and the one
Let's not list top 5. Let's just talk about Finding Nemo, and then we
Okay.
should list top. So why do you like Finding Nemo the most?
I think it's the most emotional. I think
The most emotional out of any Pixar movie?
maybe disregarding the beginning of Up and the end of Toy Story 3.
And all of
And
Inside
all
Out.
other Pixar movies.
Dude, Inside Out is I think the most emotional one.
Yeah, that's up there. But I think that it has like really good themes. I think that all the characters grow a lot, and I
Mhm.
think that it has the best characters out of any Pixar movie.
Well, it has Crush, so you automatically win that
Exactly. So,
argument.
dude, and just every scene is gold,
Dude. Every scene is gold.
and it's beautiful.
Rip
too.
it, roll it, punch it. Kid, you're really cute.
I know he's trying to say something to me. And
Uh,
it was definitely ahead of its time as far as how it looked. It
Yeah,
looks
visually stunning.
Visually stunning.
God, animation has come so far.
But you know what? Now I can't watch anything visually stunning because I can only watch things on my phone.
Yeah. I have a Pixar movie on my top 10 list. We'll get to it. But I do agree with you. I really like Finding Nemo. I think it, again, like huge nostalgia appeal. Because like I saw that movie in theaters. And
Yeah, same. I mean, that was when we were, what, in elementary school?
yeah, when did Finding 2003, I want to say?
I couldn't say.
Yeah. That was like early. Elementary, middle school time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I cried the first time I see it. I cry now when I see it.
I don't know if I cried. I was probably too young. I don't really
Too-
cry in
Too
movies.
young to be crying.
Yeah. Well, you don't really cry at movies when you're young, do you? Like for emotional sake? Maybe if you're
Oh,
scared.
that's true.
But,
Yeah. I guess that's true.
Or at least I didn't, I don't think.
But great movie.
Yeah.
What are we on now?
Oh, I'm on 8, but you should be on 9, I think.
So
No,
So
you're-
my 8
Yeah, you're 8.
is Social Network. I think that's the best movie David Fincher's ever directed, which is saying a lot because that man, it's banger after banger for
Is he
movies.
the one that directed Fight Club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fight Club is him.
If you can put
Gone Girl is him.
Gone Girl's a great film.
Mm-hmm. I think he just has such a very distinct visual style, and he's a perfectionist. He like absolute perfectionist. So in general, like they say, in a movie, you like for a certain shot, you do 7 takes. After the 7th take, you peak at your 4th take, and then after the 7th take, every single one is basically the same, and it doesn't really add anything to the value, right? Some directors like who's the guy for The Martian? Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
He does like 3. He just gets the first performance and he's like in and out. David Fincher does 50 takes.
Wow, I would hate to act it.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people, like Jake Gyllenhaal after Zodiac refuses, even though he's a great actor and he really respects David Fincher, he's like, I can't work with him anymore.
Yeah.
So they don't make any movies.
I would never do such a thing. That sounds
50
terrible.
takes, dude. Yeah. I mean, some people are like really dedicated to the craft and they'll like do movies with him. Another reason, I think Daniel Day-Lewis won't act with...
Okay, well, Daniel Day-Lewis is insane. Isn't he?
yeah, he's a method
one of those
actor.
Method
but-
actors, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I think Social Network is just phenomenal storytelling from beginning to end, and it gets really good performances from everyone. So
I would put Fight Club above it as far as David Fincher movies. I also...
Brad Pitt won't work with him anymore either.
Yeah, I think the best.
Although I don't know if you saw David Fincher's next movie is a sequel to World War Z. He's making a zombie movie.
World War Z was not good.
No, it really wasn't. But David Fincher's gonna make it good. I'm excited for it.
I think the best part of The Social Network was London Tipton.
She's so hot.
Yes, she is.
All
right, well, that's respectable. Not on my top 10.
What's your 8?
My 8 is one that we both have, I'm sure. Yeah. And it is Blade Runner, our favorite sci-fi movie.
The greatest sci-fi movie. How excited are you for 2049?
I am rock hard. And I don't know if we need to edit that out, but I had to say it.
I mean, you're not wrong. I've been rock hard since we started talking about George Clooney's nipple.
Yeah, same.
So. Yeah, the greatest sci-fi. So far ahead of its time.
I just think that, and I'm not even one to really...
Ridley Scott's a genius.
Yes, no, I'm not one to really go into, filmography or whatever it's called, cinematography.
Yeah.
But the cinematography in that movie, astounding.
That movie is 1980.
Yeah.
And the visual
so
effects
good,
stand
yeah.
up today.
Yeah.
They really do. Like, the flying car, also one of the most, harrowing endings, too.
Mm-hmm.
The speech that that he gives. Oh, my God. Great movie.
So
I'm very, very excited. The new one's directed by the guy who did Arrival and Sicario, both movies that I really like. And Prisoners.
Oh, yeah, what's his name? He's like...
Dennis Villanueva.
Yeah.
Dennis Vince Vaughn. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. That movie is on my top list as well. So, but 7 for me is No Country for Old Men.
Great film. Is that the one that doesn't have any
No
soundtrack?
music, yeah.
So
Like
unsettling.
literally, it just uses silence so well. It's incredible, and it one of the most ridiculous villains.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Great
Oh my
actor.
God.
What else is he? Oh,
Skyfall.
I love Skyfall. That's my favorite Bond movie, which is it's not your favorite, right?
No, Casino Royale is my favorite.
That's my second favorite, so that's fair.
Um,
Javier Bardem was great in Pirates of the Caribbean 5, The Caribbean Strikes Back.
I thought he was
personal.
awful. I literally I hated the way he spoke.
Really?
The Thalathar with the spitting and the.
Kind of liked it. Really made him endearing. I could relate to him.
I thought he was mediocre. That was a wasted performance of Javier Bardem. But No Country for Old Men, great heist movie.
Who's the
One of the
is it
movies
Jeff
where-
Bridges?
Yeah, Jeff Bridges is in it. No, he's not. Is he? Is he?
It's a Jeff Bridges lookalike at the very least.
Tommy Lee Jones is in it.
Oh, was that who I was thinking of?
Yeah, maybe.
No.
Oh, that's you know who it is? Shit.
Who's that guy that looks like Jeff Bridges? I'm gonna Google it right now. Should I just Google Jeff Bridges lookalike?
Yeah.
Or?
No. It's just, God, what is his name?
I can picture
literally-
it in my mind.
Yeah, he's Benedict Cumberbatch? No.
Wow, No Country for Old Men has a 93% of Rotten Tomatoes,
That's too low.
which, as we know, is the only thing I go off of because I don't understand IMDb.
IMDb's out of 10. I don't.
Josh Brolin,
Josh Brolin, yeah, that
the guy who looks like Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, he's awesome. It's one of the only movies where the villain wins at the end. Because he gets to walk away with the money.
Yeah.
When he's shot, he's pretty much destroyed in his body. But yeah, I loved it. So what's your 6? Is it 6?
It is 7, and it is Fight Club,
We talked about it. Yeah,
which isn't even on your top 10. Huh?
it's not. No,
Wow.
I don't even. That's my 3rd favorite David Fincher movie. 4th if you. I don't know, 3rd. But
I think I might have only seen it about twice.
did you ever
but-
read the book, Fight Club?
No.
It is pretty good.
Would it be in your top 10 books, would you say?
Oh my God. I don't know about that, but Brad Pitt. The dude is so good in so many different roles,
Uh-huh.
and that's his best performance, I think.
Yeah. You know what Brad Pitt movie is slept on? People sleep on it. They use the DVD as a pillow. It is, wait for it, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I
Him
knew
and
you were gonna
Angela-
say that. I hate that movie.
How dare you? You're the one that sleeps on the DVD every night.
I wouldn't even pay money to get the DVD to sleep on it.
Don't you ever say that to me again.
I
It was quirky. It was
Quirky?
sweet in a way. I liked it a lot.
don't like that movie.
All right, well,
But that is the
it
reason.
was-
That's the reason he left Jennifer Aniston. Another reason to hate the movie. How dare you?
until I die, they are the same. Also, Edward Norton and Jake. Not Jake. What's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference between them.
Are you Joseph Gordon-Levitt's so much
Every
more
time
handsome.
I see a trailer with Edward Norton, I think it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt and vice versa.
That's offensive to humanity.
People everywhere.
I really like Edward Norton.
I can't think of a single other thing I've seen him in.
Incredible Hulk.
Did not see that movie.
American History X.
I've seen American History Y, but that is it.
Z is really when it gets crazy, though. He was in Birdman.
Did not see that either. Wow.
Yeah, then screw you. I'm out of movies that he was in.
Let's go to your. What is this? 7 for you or 6?
6. It's Blade Runner. I mean, we already talked
Okay,
about
yeah.
it.
So just go to 5 then.
My 5 is WALL-E, which is my favorite Pixar movie. Also, I guess it's a sci-fi, so maybe Blade Runner is not my favorite sci-fi. Although, I guess we won't count it, because superhero movies, we didn't say Incredibles, so maybe we'll just have animated movies as a different category.
Yeah, maybe.
But
My,
I love WALL-E. I think it's one of the most culturally relevant movies I've seen in a very long time. And it's optimistic and depressing at the same time. And, of course, I think it has the most likable Pixar character ever in WALL-E. Like, it's really, the first 45 minutes of that movie or something, 45 or 30 minutes, there's no dialogue. It's literally robots making sounds, and you fall in love with them, you know? So...
That sound you hear is Mac getting upset at your WALL-E talk.
He doesn't like WALL-E.
I think it's definitely my top 5 Pixar movies, but certainly not above Finding Nemo.
It's also beautiful. The way they show space is just gorgeous.
Speaking of Finding Nemo, you know how me and Seth always match costumes for Halloween every year?
Yeah.
So we're thinking about doing WALL-E next year. Spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is neither of us want to be Eve. So
Why?
Because we both want to be WALL-E. So I don't know if it's going to happen. But... All right, so should I move on with mine?
Yeah.
So 6,
Mm-hmm.
Pulp Fiction,
Mm.
which, spoilers, is on yours as well. I think it's the best Quentin movie.
Yep.
Of the Tarantino variety, and just a great film.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
He's such a good writer.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is a loud ting.
Wow.
Texts
are blowing up.
And I agree with God, the non-linear plot, it just makes no sense the first time you watch it. I mean, it still makes no sense now, but
Certainly not.
yeah, I really like the way Tarantino just builds universes. Like another movie where you kind of just get thrown in with really no expectation.
Yeah. That's true.
I really like the opening for that movie a lot because it's literally just a conversation that Samuel Jackson and John Travolta are having, and it's like the most normal conversation between any of them, and
the dialogue of that movie is one of the best.
Perfect, yeah. He's a really good writer.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Yeah, it is on my list. I also think it has one of the only movies I can tolerate Bruce Willis in.
How dare you? What's that movie with him? Looper is a fantastic film.
He is very, Die Hard, of course.
Of course.
But besides that, only the first one, too.
Would you believe I only saw Die Hard for the first time this past semester?
You know, people, swear by that movie.
I know. It was great.
It was great, but, yeah, not that great.
Yeah, it's not
So a lot of people say it's their favorite Christmas movie because it came out on Christmas.
Yeah, is it a Christmas movie, though?
It's really, I think it has more to do with terrorism and action than I would like on Christmas. During Christmas, I watch Elf.
Yeah, of course.
And growing up, I don't know if you remember this, but ABC would have Harry Potter marathons.
Yes.
For the entire month of December, yeah.
Whatever ABC
and they'd play
now.
extended versions of all of them, and those are the only movies I watched. All of Harry Potter and Elf.
Let me use Harry Potter as a springboard for a discussion I've been meaning to have with you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like I feel this way, certainly. So a lot of people say, they love the Harry Potter books and they hate the movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a common theme
among
people. Personally, I have both read the books and seen the movies, but I have seen the movies more recently than I've read the books, and I love the movies. Mm-hmm. And I feel like in our society, or whatever you want to call it, it's considered low to think a movie is better than the book. Like, say you read a book and then watch the movie of it, and you're like, wow, the movie is better than the book. They're like, oh my god, the movie is better. A book is such a higher form of art than a movie, And I feel like people always I mean,
Oh my
usually
God.
I feel like the books are better than movies, but I just feel like people
Mhm.
look down on you if you like the movies, you know?
I agree with you. I don't know why. Like that's that's highbrow culture, which I really disagree with. You know, just because a like you can have your own opinion. In general, I think movie adaptations are worse.
Yeah, I agree, but
But they, it's unfair to say. Like I never got into. I love reading, and I never got into Game of Thrones books. I know you're reading them right now.
I wouldn't even say again. I wouldn't say the books are necessarily better than the show.
Yeah. But in Harry Potter's case, it's so true. The best Harry Potter movie is the third one, and the worst Harry Potter book is probably the first one. And I would say they're not even close.
Yeah, like I said,
But it has Emma Watson. So.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't read the books in some time.
Yeah.
But I think the movies are nearly as good as the books. I don't think there's that big of a gap, personally. But I digress. I think I'm a movie behind you on my top 10 list.
Yeah, you should say 2 because I said 2 at once.
We're in my number 5. And speaking of George Clooney's nipples, of which we are perpetually speaking, Ocean's 11 is my 5th one.
I hate you. Obviously, it's time to let the audience know the story. To our 5 listeners.
Do they even want to know?
They do want to know.
This
because
might be the second worst moment in our friendship.
What was the worst one?
The worst one was, I'll tell you, 5 listeners, Aditya and I...
Oh, no, okay, fuck you. We're not talking about that. No. Okay, so we're going to talk about why... You don't even deserve to put that movie on your list.
How dare you?
So we were playing Botticelli. We went on a road trip from Lombard,
Scenic
from Champaign,
Lombard,
to San Francisco and Vegas and Denver, Boulder. Yeah, we just did a huge road trip. Me, Sam, and one of our 5 listeners, Seth. Do you think you didn't listen to it?
Certainly not.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's below him.
But we talk about George Clooney's nipple a lot.
That's true, so.
And Botticelli's this game where you have to try and make this other person guess the person you're thinking of with questions. So this man had mentioned before that Ocean's 11 is on his top 10 movies. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And the letter that I had was R. So I picked Rusty, who was Brad Pitt's character in the movie. And I was like, oh, Sam's going to know this. It's not going to be a problem at all. We get there. They ask a bunch of questions. They don't get it. And then he gets mad at me. He's like, oh, I can't believe you expect me to know. He has the audacity to be mad at me while he remembers the name of the main character in Transformers. He remembered Sam Witwicky, a name that no one should ever remember, but he couldn't remember Rusty, and he said that it was my fault.
Okay, let me offer a rebuttal, perhaps. You know I'm terrible with names. Okay.
Oh, you remembered Sam Witwicky?
Well, first of all, he has my own first name, so I'm already halfway there.
Okay,
Witwicky is quite
a name
rare
about as rare as Gyllenhaal.
That's what I was saying, so that's why I remembered it.
Why would...
Whereas, how many Rusties do you know? At least 6, 7.
You know 6 Rusties?
Maybe 7 on a good day.
I disagree with everything you're saying, and I'm still pissed about it. And I refuse to let that movie be in your top. It was even top. It's top 5. That was number 5. Right?
Although it was the first one to go when I was thinking of placing one. You know, it's 5. It's right there in the middle, easily to get rid of.
I'm pissed. I'm still pissed about that.
Frank, nice to meet you, pissed.
Pleasure. Time to explain this.
There's no need for an explanation.
That's true. We'll just talk about it later then.
So that's my 5th movie, and I stand by it.
I hate you.
Rusty, my favorite main character of any movie, which I would always remember his name.
You know what his worst part is? He couldn't remember George Clooney's character. He's like, he remember the name Danny. I was like, okay, the movie's name is Ocean's. It's Danny Ocean. It's his 11 people. He couldn't remember Ocean. So all of your arguments are invalid.
Well, Ocean's such a common last name, so I wasn't going to remember it. You know, how many Rusty Oceans do you know?
7.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I hate you still.
Wait,
Anyway.
You don't mean that.
4. No, you're right, I love you. What is it, 4 now? 4 for me is Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it. Incredible. Actually, so Nick had a really, really cool poster in his room about, it was like the flow of Pulp Fiction. It was a really cool diagram, and it goes like in order.
Chronological order, which the movie doesn't.
Yeah. What a great movie, though. Again, one of the few Travolta performances I like.
I, once again,
Literally don't
have
know
seen
anything
no
else.
other films by John Travolta
Is he
featuring John Travolta.
in anything else?
He's in.
Is he alive?
No, I killed him
No,
last
he
week.
was in.
What dark?
What a confession! He was in that train movie. I actually liked him in that.
Train 2, The Train Returns.
No, Train 3. Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, it's not actually 3 movies. It's Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Pelham 1, 2, 3 is a train.
Oh, okay.
You know who else is in that? Yeah, the other black guy, not Samuel Jackson.
The other one that's in every movie?
Denzel Washington.
Yes. You know, we were having this. Remember when we were having this debate? Everyone thinks Denzel Washington is like the defining actor of our generation, and yet
Tom Hanks is right there.
we were comparing him to Will Smith, and we couldn't name a single Denzel movie, and we could name at least 15 Will Smith movies. I feel like.
It also, like, Will Smith is one of the biggest blockbusters.
Yeah, I guess the quality of the movie matters too.
Will Smith has not been in a good movie for so long, and I really, really miss him. Suicide Squad.
He was great in that.
He was. Oh my! What an awful movie.
Just cheeks.
What an awful movie.
Characters were great.
Remember we watched it a second time?
Yeah.
Why?
I've actually watched it 3 times. Not a good movie. The Parks and Rec when Chris Pratt said that.
He's talking about what? Expendables 2, right?
Expendables 3. Yeah.
3. Like, I watched it. Just not a good movie. I watched it 5, 6, 7 times, and I just realized it's just not
a
good.
movie. That's kind of how I feel about Suicide Squad.
Oh, God, I hate that.
But you know what movie I did like with Will Smith? This is gonna make you
Is it gonna
angrier than you've ever been. Hancock. Great film. And I stand by that.
I hate you so. That movie. Oh my God, that movie sucked. Okay, Hancock was. I was actually reading about this movie a while ago. It was. I think it was directed by someone who you'd be surprised it was him who directed it. If that sentence made any sense.
Nothing could surprise me.
Was
Was it David Fincher? Because it was such a great movie.
I hate you. Oh, never mind.
Nobody you know.
His name is Peter Berg.
Peter Berg.
Literally never heard that name before.
My favorite director.
I was thinking of something else.
Although
Oh wow. He directed Collateral.
Never seen it.
Oh no, he didn't. Michael Mann. Never mind.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
What were we just talking about?
I don't remember.
Okay, so whatever. That's your 4th. Go ahead to your 3rd.
Wait, don't you have to do your 4th?
Well, okay.
Star Wars.
Well, my
4th
4th is Star Wars 4 through 6.
I might as well do 3 because that was on my list too.
My 3rd is The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Pretty high up
Yeah.
because it's a great film.
My 3rd,
Your 3rd is my 2nd.
which is perfect. It's the Lord of the Rings trilogy. We could dedicate an entire episode.
We
to
could,
Lord of the Rings.
honestly.
We should dedicate an entire episode to Lord of the Rings.
I watch that at least twice a year. I'd say the entire trilogy.
Extended editions, of course.
If you're not watching extended editions, what are you even watching?
What that? I can't even. The undertaking of Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson should be immortalized just for that. He is going to be immortalized just for that. The man, like, it comes out to 14 hours, 3 movies. He shot all 3 at the same time. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, and it's like a combined budget. They're really expensive. So there was like $300 million budget
Jump change.
for all 3 movies. He shot it all in New Zealand.
That's actually not that bad. I feel like.
Yeah, because so much of it is practical. That's the reason why. Visual effects cost more than practical effects, which is why the Hobbit movies. God, I am so disappointed by the Hobbit movies. But anyway,
were not that great.
Lord of the Rings, having read the
I was gonna say
books,
the movies are actually better.
I think they're better.
Yeah, and that's one where maybe we wouldn't get
No, I don't think
for
we
saying
would.
that because I think the movies are more popular than the books. I've never read the books though, so I couldn't say. I read The Hobbit.
I read them,
and The Hobbit book was for sure better than the movie.
Oh yeah.
That's
well, also he made 3 movies from a book that's shorter than any one of his other works. You know.
Yeah.
The Hobbit's a pretty easy read. It's pretty short.
Very easy. I think I read it on like 1 plane ride or 2 plane rides.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
It's gripping. But wow, Lord of the Rings. Obviously, the best character is Aragorn.
You get no argument from me there.
Who's number 2 for you?
Probably Legolas.
Legolas?
I think my favorite part of the movie is
Toss me.
yeah. And look, everything with them just fighting over how many people they've killed.
Oh god, fantastic! They just have everything. Okay, super unpopular. Actually, so Stephen Colbert is a huge Tolkien fan, and he talks about him a lot. He really likes Samwise Gamgee. He's like, he's like. Well, to be fair, so Samwise is the reason.
Slanders the good name of Sam's everywhere.
Sam's the reason they win, because he's the one who can put away the temptation and throw the ring in Mount Doom. So he gets credit for that.
No, I actually do like Sam.
Literally, the entire rest of the way, I hate him
First
so
of all,
much.
can we both agree that
They're
Frodo
gay?
and Sam are gay? They are for sure doing it.
They did
When you're
it several
stuck in
times on that
Mordor,
trip.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? I think Frodo and Sam are honestly the worst part of the movie.
Absolutely. They are the worst protagonists in a movie I love so deeply.
But they're not like the only protagonists, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Aragorn saves it.
And Gandalf is also
Gandalf is awesome.
a hero too. So,
what are your orders in the trilogy? So we said 4, 5, 6, right, for trilogy? For Star Wars?
yes,
Okay, what about this?
I said maybe it might be 4, 6, 5 though.
Mm.
For this, I would have to go.
There's no wrong. Can we agree that there could be a wrong order for Star Wars? There's no wrong order for Lord of the Rings.
Well,
That being said, you're just wrong.
right. I mean, can an opinion really be wrong? Yes, if it's something. I would say, if I were to have to say, gun to my head, I would say 5, 6, 4. I mean, not 5, 6, 4.
What the hell?
I mean, 2,
The Hobbit
3.
movies?
I mean, 2, 3, 1.
2, 3, 1. I would say 2, 1, 3. Which is a
Really?
travesty because
Wow, you put 3 last.
But
I was thinking of putting 3 first.
I know, but okay, 2 is the best one, just because the battle.
Yeah, the battle's the best.
The battle on
one.
the wall is my god, such when Gandalf rides in and saves the day, chills. Everything. I have chills right now. One again, it's like the thing I said before, the nostalgia factor. I think it's. Just listening to your crunch. How loud do you think that'll
You're
be?
welcome, 5 listeners, for listening to me chew on ice.
I don't remember what I was saying.
That's what gets you. I would say about 1, not much.
Nostalgia. Sorry, that's what I was gonna say.
Not as much happens though.
No, of course not. But it's the first one that I saw.
Yeah.
I
Well,
loved
it was
it.
the first one that came out, so that makes sense.
Chronologically, yeah. I could definitely sway 2, 3, 1. But I think 2 is the best one. 3, I mean, it's just 3 is one of the best conclusions to a series of movies ever.
I'd be fine with putting 3 first as well.
In contrast, Dark Knight Rises was such a disappointing conclusion.
How dare you? It was exactly what I wanted, a conclusion and more.
Lord of the Rings, that tied it up really well.
Yeah.
Great movies, though.
All right, so we'll have another Lord of the Rings podcast at some other time.
Oh my god! You know what else is so cool?
We're up to my number 1 already.
Yeah, mine is number 1 too.
Oh, you
no, I have 2. Gladiator. Gladiator was almost pretty much almost always 1, but I think because you guys like our mutual number 1 so much, it moved up. But Gladiator, I think it's the very first big budget blockbuster that I ever saw. So it came out in 2000 when I was 5 years old. I think I saw it a little bit after that. Everything from
my parents would never let me watch a movie at 5 years old.
I didn't watch it at 5. I think I watched it a little bit later. But I think my parents were that's another. My parents were never really big on the ratings of movies and stuff. Like
Ann and Bill, let me tell you, if I was not 13, I was not watching a PG-13 movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I was watching PG-13 and rated R so early. I mean, nudity was we were against it. Violence, not so much. You know why though? It's actually really interesting because I am writing an article about this. How Indian movies don't really have ratings because most of them fall under just anyone can watch it, and then to get an adults only rating, you have to try really hard. But any nudity, even kissing in Indian movies, is so new. Basically, it only happened in my generation. There was very few movies with kissing, but people killing each other has been happening in movies for years. It'll be really gory deaths, and anyone could watch it. But holding hands or hugging or kissing,
just a wink.
It is.
And
it's so weird. So that's my parents were always okay with violent movies, never really had a problem with it. Anytime there's any kind of nudity, they'd be like, "Oh my god, Aditya, I can't believe you made us watch that." I was like, "Okay, we watched the guy hack another guy earlier."
See, that's a little twisted, and I think
That is a little. It's a little weird.
Kind of the same with the U.S. culture as well. I think that we parade violence and glorify it, but we don't glorify the human body. You know, we're also against nudity and sexuality.
Well, in the U.S., you think?
Yeah, I'm just saying like.
No, it's reverse.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I think we definitely glorify violence.
you glorify violence, but you guys have like PG-13, and then there's a rated R, and then there's like adults only. Like there's an X, but like
your parents, or even parents, really, in the U.S. would be the same. I think. Like you can watch this Gordon movie, but not the nudity.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I never. My parents would make me close my eyes anytime anything sexual happened, but they just let me watch all the violence. I don't know. It was weird, but yeah, Gladiator, first big blockbuster that I saw. Really, just visceral battles throughout. I made you watch it for the first time. I remember we watched.
I didn't watch it though the first time because I was on Vicodin.
Recreationally to me, it's not
of course,
like
not for surgery or anything. Yeah, I passed out after about 5 minutes.
But we watched it again, and it's one of those movies that the ending makes me cry when he dies. Spoilers.
Wow, dude, there goes our 5th listener.
Yeah, the ending is just incredible. Russell Crowe, one of the best performances ever. Soundtrack is so good. Mm-hmm. And a great villain. Joaquin Phoenix. I know that pronounced
himself. No, it sounded right.
One of the greatest villains. Commodus. He's just so vile and you hate him throughout, which you don't really get from movies nowadays. I love that movie.
Fantastic film.
Ridley Scott again. Man is just
a great director.
Yeah.
Should we go to our... Wait, did I say my number 2?
No. No, yeah, you did.
Is it Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a mutual number 1.
Yeah.
Of which...
What a movie.
Greatest movie ever made.
Can we just... Do you just not want to list it? Talk about it? Well, let's just not say what the title is, and we should just talk about it. And let our listeners beg.
Okay.
Okay, so it's The Departed.
Wow, we blew it in the first 5 seconds. Who would have thought?
I forgot what I said. Yeah, it's The Departed. I have a poster of it in my apartment.
I need a poster of it. It is... What can we say about it? You know,
what can we say about it?
First of all, it has...
the greatest cast.
Like, the 5 best actors of our generation.
Steve Buscemi.
That's an inside joke.
We always say Steve Buscemi plays any role in every movie. Because he's so versatile.
He is.
I think everyone in Hollywood is actually just Steve Buscemi with a bunch of makeup on him.
It is, in fact. I would say Mark Wahlberg.
What a cast. Could we just list the cast?
Yeah, okay.
So we have Leo.
Our boy.
DiCaprio. Our boy. We have Matt Damon.
Our other boy.
We have everyone else. Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin is great.
Our boy.
Jack Nicholson. Wait, which one's the golfer and which one's the actor?
Jack Nicholson is the golfer. They could be the same person.
He can't know.
Arguably the second or third greatest golfer, as well as a great actor.
Yeah. And at every Lakers game.
Our boy. He's so good as a mobster.
Yeah.
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen is great. And Mark Wahlberg. Fantastic.
Incredible.
The girl is really good too.
I really like her. I think she's so pretty. Was it Vera Farmiga? That's her name.
Yeah. Sure, that sounds right.
Oh God, have you ever seen the movie The Boy in the Striped Pajamas?
I've actually seen the movie The Boy in the Spotted Pajamas. Not as good.
It's a Holocaust movie.
Oh right. I've heard it's really depressing and
it's
awesome.
super depressing, but very good. Yeah.
Something?
Huh?
Who's in it? That girl?
She's in it. Yeah. But yeah, she's really good. There's like one of the biggest complaints against Martin Scorsese, who's my favorite director of all time, the director of The Departed. The Departed.
Are you a co-op?
I'm not a co-op. Is that it has like all of his movies pretty much have really weak females. I think
this one is a strong female. I think.
I mean, she's okay, but like it's not. She's not. Is she really that relevant to the story?
Yeah, definitely. Why? I'd rather not say, but I think because they both
do her.
Whose
baby do you think it is?
I think it's Leo's.
I think you want.
Well, it is actually my baby, but I would like it to be Leo's.
Can we not spoil this one?
They all die.
Oh, God damn it.
Except our boy, Marky Mark Wahlberg. He is that boy, man. Yeah.
I think the first time I watched that movie, there's no way I predicted that ending coming. There's literally no way.
I think the greatest scene in the movie is the elevator scene where they're on the way down. He says, "Just kill me,"
And then Leo dies.
Yeah.
Matt Damon says, "Just kill me," and then Leo dies.
And
And it's the most unexpected. Literally, the doors open and you hear a really loud gunshot, and you just sit there going.
we're just
"What
gonna
the-"
tell you in detail the entire ending of the movie in case you haven't seen it.
Actually, I really wanted Veronica to watch this movie. I don't think she has.
Seth hasn't seen it either.
And we just spoiled it.
Yeah. Well, Veronica's not gonna listen to the podcast certainly, and neither is Seth. So, plus we already alienated our 5 listeners by telling the ending of every other movie.
we did. Maybe we can edit that part out.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, that's our favorite movie.
Well deserved.
What time are we at right now?
1821.
Because we still have a couple more topics we could talk about.
How many? What
Why would they give us seconds?
It was 1800 seconds divided by 30 minutes.
That's pretty easy. Yeah. I was gonna say. All right, so we have. Let's try.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what else? A couple other things we wanted to talk about was our favorite movies of last year.
Yeah.
That came out last year. I
I
have a couple in mind. They may be the same as yours. I'm not sure.
actually forgot to write these down, so you talk a little bit. I'll jump
Okay.
in, and I'm gonna do a little bit of research. So best. We're talking 2016, right?
Yeah, movies that came out in 2016. Yeah. So I think my favorite, although I flip flopped on the two of them, but I will mention, is Arrival.
Mm-hmm. I think
I'm very
that is my
excited
favorite
for the sequel, Arrival 2: The Departure.
The Departed is actually the sequel. They same universe, same sci-fi aliens.
I think Arrival would already be in my maybe top 3 sci-fis of all time, honestly. And I think there's such it's beautifully shot. There's such an emotional quality to it. The ending is one of the most emotional. I don't think we should spoil this one. But
No, we really
the
shouldn't.
twist ending is very emotional.
Oh my god.
When she finds out that she's been dead the whole time.
It's actually just Amy Adams.
It's actually a ghost movie.
Amy Adams is doing The Sixth Sense.
Spoilers on that. He's a ghost. I've never seen that movie.
Do you think The Sixth Sense ending is the most spoiled ending of all time? Like, there's no one who knows.
I've known it for like 10 years and I've still never seen the movie, so I'd say yes, probably.
I mean, it's like anyone. Oh, Sixth Sense. Oh yeah, he's dead the whole time. Like, it's a shame because I knew the ending when I watched the movie, and I feel like if I had seen it, like, and didn't know about it, that movie would be so much more respected by me.
That's another movie with our boy Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Huh?
But yeah, so Arrival, I think was my favorite. One of the only movies I enjoyed with Forrest Whitaker in it.
I hated him in it.
Stupid eye thing.
He had an awful accent too.
I digress on Forrest because
I hate Forrest.
Yeah,
Whitaker.
same. And then my second favorite, which has been my first favorite in the past, and flip flops, would have to be La La Land.
So good, just so good.
Just great.
Honestly, lived up to the hype.
I thought, I don't want to spoil endings again, but I thought the ending was perfect for that movie.
Perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Even though our friend Matt hated it because it wasn't happy enough for him. Because they all died at the end. Spoilers. And Mark Wahlberg's the only one left standing as usual.
Has Mark Wahlberg ever died in a movie?
Wow.
So you have someone like Sean Bean who dies in every movie.
Yeah.
You know what movie Sean Bean didn't die in? The Martian.
Which one is he in The Martian?
He's
he's like back
Mitch.
at home though, right?
Yeah.
So
he's like
it's
the
not
flight
gonna-
director of
Yeah.
NASA. There's really
just chilling in this little
no
room.
peril for him in that movie, but still.
Yeah. I don't think Mark Wahlberg has ever died in film. No, thanks for asking.
La La Land. One of the most
Did he die at the end of
incredible soundtracks.
Yes. What's that one movie that's crazy with him and Dwayne The Rock?
The other guys?
No, great movie.
No.
Great film. No, it's something like No Pain, No Gain, or Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain. Gain and Pain.
He's in that, right?
He doesn't die. I think he gets arrested.
Okay.
That movie's messed up. I don't know if you ever watched it. It's super messed up.
Spoilers, they grill human fingers.
Yeah.
Is that really a spoiler, though?
I feel like people who've never heard of that movie before just think it's ridiculous. But it has Dwayne Johnson,
I actually like it a
arguably
lot.
the most likable man in Hollywood.
He's certainly my favorite celebrity, I think.
Yeah.
Besides,
After Steve Buscemi
Besides Steve Buscemi.
and George Clooney's nipples.
Right. Those are the top 3.
Well, I think it's left nipple, right nipple, and then George
I would
Clooney himself in that order.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I think the right nipple really has some qualities that we're overlooking.
In the batsuit or outside the batsuit?
Both.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. So what were your favorite movies last year?
I also really liked Arrival. I saw Moonlight.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Incredible.
So that's about a gay black man in LA or something like along those lines.
I don't know if it's LA,
Certainly not. Some sort of city.
yeah, it's like the growth of a gay black man and how he like deals with it and finds himself. Yeah, it's really good. There's like 3 phases to the movie. It's like him as a kid, him as a teen, and him as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, holy shit, that movie like. I think it's one of those movies where I don't know if I can watch it again.
Mm-hmm. Like, what's that movie with the drummer? Whiplash?
Oh, come on. You don't think you'll ever watch Whiplash again?
Well, no.
No. You know, it's a movie that I actually was very close to watching again, but I couldn't follow through with it. And it's also in the top movies from last year.
What?
Manchester by the Sea.
Dude. Don't even talk to me about it. I'm just trying to forget I ever watched it.
It's so good.
I can tell it's a good movie. But I didn't enjoy it at all because it was the most depressing thing I've ever seen. You know, like I don't go to a movie to get depressed.
Not with that attitude. Not with that attitude. Yeah. I thought that was awesome. Casey Affleck, like the amount of emotion he brought into that character is. I don't think I've seen a performance like that in years.
It was a good performance.
I really liked him. We watched Hell or High Water last year.
That
was awesome.
A fantastic film. Chris Pine, dude, he's a handsome man. Quite the handsome man. You know, I never really took him as a serious actor because I'd only ever seen him in Star Trek. But he's a very good actor. He
was very good in what's the movie we watched? Oh, Wonder Woman.
Chris Pine 2, featuring Chris Pine.
Yeah. Wonder Woman, what a great movie.
Such a great film.
Dude, Gal Gadot.
The love of my life. I don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful woman in my life.
She's already in my top 5 women. She's
already number 1 for me.
I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Don't say it.
And as soon as I say it, it becomes real.
It'll be out there on the interwebs.
Anyone who knows me knows my love for Emma Watson.
It's deep.
She's literally the first
passionate
crush that I had. Because I watched the first Harry Potter movie in theaters, and the first movie came out in 2001, so I was 6 years old.
Age, yeah.
And that's when I really... She's the reason I'm straight, basically. Am I straight, though?
No.
No, you're right.
It's a great line.
So anyway, I have a poster of her that I got from my great friends back home, and I still have that poster now. I might like her more than Kanye West. Anyone who knows me... Actually,
okay.
I don't. Never mind. Kanye West.
Why would you lie straight to my face?
Never mind. Kanye is number 1. But Gal Gadot might be more attractive than Emma Watson. Now that's a sentence that I've said in my life. I think I just have to learn how to live with it.
That's definitely true.
Yeah, I know it's definitely true for you. She was stunning. I don't think a movie has been made that made someone look prettier than Wonder Woman.
You don't even need to try, though, honestly, to make her look pretty.
Obviously, when I got home, I watched every interview with her, ever.
Same.
She's also the most likable person.
So funny.
She's so funny.
So charming.
She's so gorgeous.
It just makes me upset on a personal level that I will never be with her, both sexually and non-sexually.
Her accent is incredible. It's so attractive.
She's Israeli, right?
Yeah, Israeli.
Yeah.
Israeli.
Did I stutter?
Yeah, she is.
Why did we start talking about this? Oh, Chris Pine.
She won Miss Israel.
Yeah.
Guess when she won Miss Israel?
She should have won Miss Universe.
She
Miss, what's bigger than the universe? Miss All Parallel Universe I. It should be her.
She won Miss Israel like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's still that beautiful now.
Also, she was pregnant during the movie, apparently.
Also, she's had 2 kids and she looks that good.
Also, her husband is ugly.
Her husband.
Why have we not talked about that yet?
Ugly.
She could do so much better, aka me.
Not me. Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh my. So I guess this just became about Gal Gadot. Remember that?
We should do a whole podcast on Gal Gadot.
Remember that thing on Instagram that I showed you and Seth, and we just couldn't watch it, where she's in an interview with Chris Pine and then she looks at Chris Pine and then bites her lip and looks away, and it's the most.
If she ever looked at me like that, I would immediately come to full climax.
God, she's so attractive. Anyway.
I digress.
Chris Pine got to kiss her, and that's why you got to be an actor, because you get to make out with celebrities.
That's the only reason.
That and the money.
I like money.
I like money.
So is that it for your movies of last year?
Yeah.
The Nice Guys. That came out in 2016.
Yes, I love The Nice Guys.
It must have been. It was like the beginning of 2016. That was a great movie.
Nice Guys. Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to see that again. I've only seen it once.
Yeah. I talked to Sam about this a lot, but I really like movies with a good script because they like stand the test of time. The Nice Guys is like top 5 best like scripts and like in terms of dialogue and delivery that I've ever seen.
The dialogue is fantastic. Speaking of good dialogue,
In Bruges.
In Bruges.
That is number 1. That I think that's the actually In Bruges is in my top 12. Actually, it should be my top 10. Actually, I don't know why it's not.
Well, top 12 is top 10.
Yeah, you're right.
Apparently, so yeah, that's up there for me as well. That's the best dialogue of any movie I've ever seen.
And that's the reason you go back to it. And I think so. The Nice Guys, like, it's one of those movies which I like see myself seeing multiple times in the future.
Definitely.
Like, I don't think I'll ever like. It's like one of those movies that
You
I
would
think
not get tired out of.
The same thing with In Bruges, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get tired of movies with good
yeah.
dialogue, right?
It's a shame because the director of that, so that guy's a writer, Shane Black. He's really good at writing, and he directed Iron Man 3. I think but just because it was a superhero movie, a lot of studio interference, like they just messed it up. I didn't like it that much, but yeah, this movie was awesome. He's directing. They're rebooting the Predator series. He's directing the first one.
I have not seen a single Predator movie. I've seen all of the Prey movies, but not a single Predator movie. Is that like versus Aliens and other things?
Yeah. Well, Alien is a different universe. Predator is a different universe. And then they had a bunch of crossovers.
Right.
And then now Ridley Scott's doing the Prometheus, which is like the...
Prometheus
I actually haven't seen the second one yet. I really want to.
Did it just come out?
Yeah. I heard okay things about it.
Oh, Alien Covenant?
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
It seemed too spooky. I don't want to get spooked.
What do you think of Prometheus?
It was good.
It was good.
A little spooky as well.
But very good.
Michael Fassbender was good in that one.
I like Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna head out.
And that's it. He was really good in
X-Men.
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
The man.
What a great movie! Was he in that?
Yeah. Was he in that?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh no!
Are you thinking of Armie Hammer?
I'm thinking of
When
Armie
you
Hammer.
You know, Armie Hammer's in Cars 3.
No, Michael Fassbender's in
He
it.
plays himself as a car.
Yeah. Oh really?
No.
Oh.
Wait, Michael Fassbender? What does he play?
No. It's a guy who plays Superman. Henry Cavill's in it. Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I was thinking, who's Armie Hammer?
Armie Hammer's the other guy from Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I thought Armie Hammer was Superman.
Armie Hammer's in Social Network.
What's happening to me?
Armie Hammer's in Social Network. He's the Winklevi.
Both of them?
Yeah.
He plays both of them?
Yeah. No, actually, it's really cool.
I don't really remember a single thing from that film.
It's yeah. I like Michael Fassbender. What else was good from last year?
That's probably my top 5 right there.
Rogue One. I liked
Rogue
it.
One was very good.
I liked it a lot for sure.
I may have liked Rogue One better than
Force Awakens?
Star Wars 7, The Stars Strike Back. This time it's personal. Which I believe was the full title.
I thought Finding Dory was great. I
Yeah.
really didn't understand. I know, was it Nick doesn't like that movie, and I thought it was almost... No, never mind.
I don't think it's even in the same realm as Finding Nemo. That being said, it's still a fantastic film. But Finding Nemo is not a pedestal by itself, in my mind.
What else? 10 Cloverfield Lane was very spooky.
I don't like spooky movies. It spook me. Let's talk about movies. The best movie we've seen recently. Because, for me,
Okja.
Okja was yours.
Yeah, I saw.
So that's about a pig. I don't quite understand.
It is basically in a future with super pigs being used for meat. There's this girl who grows up with one, and then they take like her pig back.
Idea for the next superhero movie, Super Pig. Write that down for later.
I'm on it, boss. Yeah, very, very good. It's like,
so it's like looking at the meat industry, or
yeah, it is. But it's so like it's so visceral, like especially the end. I teared up a little bit watching it.
Do not tell me the end. I want to watch this.
Spoilers.
And so do our 5 listeners.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. You guys should definitely check it out. Jake Gyllenhaal's in the movie, and he plays a fucking
Jake Gyllenhaal is
super
so good.
eccentric character. God, you know what movie's so good? Nightcrawler.
Very unsettling though.
I've never been less settled.
Was not settled at all.
That and Ex Machina, which is another sci-fi, which would be in my top 5.
Yeah, that I don't know if I could ever watch that again.
It's so good.
Yeah,
so
that
I
was.
watched that.
What
What did you watch recently?
I was going to talk about Straight Outta Compton. Which
We were
was a
talking about this
fantastic
earlier
film.
when we were walking back. I really liked it.
But you didn't like the ending.
I didn't like the ending.
Let's talk about in great detail the ending. So all of it. Well, I mean, I guess it already happened.
I mean,
so
it's history.
Spoilers, he died. All right, if you don't already know that.
The movie starts with such a bang, and it just you just in Compton, and you're like, holy shit, this is insane. Like black people are just treated so poorly there, and like it's violent. It's awesome, and then like the character introductions, like when you first see Snoop Dogg, dude, that was so great.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop Dogg when he's first there, I love that. Tupac makes a cameo in it.
Speaking of which, I just saw the latest film in the rapper cinematic universe, the Tupac movie, Tupac 2, 4-Pac, and which I believe is official title. And let me tell you what, I loved it.
I heard it was really bad. I never even watched it.
I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes, which, as you know, is the only site I understand.
Yeah.
And the
I want to start reviewing movies.
The
I want to start
critic
writing.
tomato meter, as they say, was at 20-ish,
Mhm.
but the audience was at like 70.
70. That's not
So
bad.
I guess maybe I don't know. I think the critics said it didn't delve deep enough into. It was a surface level movie.
Was
they
it
said.
rated R?
Must have been. There was definitely nudity. But I thought it was great.
Sure. I mean, my only issue is so it starts out like that, and then at the end, it just becomes this like sappy, sentimental story that really ruins the momentum that the movie built up to.
You mean Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fact that they got Ice Cube's clone to play himself.
you know that's the son.
I know.
Yeah.
But it looks
He's
exactly
so-
like
yeah,
him.
He was very good.
Yeah, he was very good. All the actors were very good in the movie.
That was a really good movie. And then I did a bunch of reading. I don't know. You should look at the Wikipedia article for.
You think I didn't?
Did you read about the manager?
Yeah.
Heller.
Jerry. I love Jerry, dude. Jerry, I like Jerry in the movie.
Giamatti,
He's a
yeah.
very good actor.
Paul Giamatti. Apparently so he died right as that movie was coming out, and apparently because obviously it doesn't portray him in a good light.
Yeah. He had like an autobiography too,
Mm-hmm.
and he like sued them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought I liked the
I like the guy who plays Dr. Dre.
Yeah, me too. I liked the ending because it felt like I don't know. I felt like that wasn't how their life was. It was like they're so hard, you know, in the beginning, and then by
They,
the
like,
end
settle
they've
down.
grown up and matured.
Yeah, but I'm like you have to understand that's not my issue with it. I know like because they're all like super rich and famous now, but my issue with it is how just sappy it became. Like I don't know, like the tone shift was just too
Dude,
much for me.
Their friend died. I mean, you know, you got to show some emotion. I don't think it was sappy. I think it was emotional.
I guess to each their own. I love the first half. First like 2/3 of that movie is fantastic.
It's a long movie.
What else did you watch recently?
So I've been going through the rapper cinematic universe. I watched 8 Mile for the
What
first
did you
time.
think of 8 Mile?
I liked it a lot.
Mhm.
Was not at all what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had just watched Straight Outta Compton. I was expecting it to be similar, whereas what it really was like a 1-month snapshot of Eminem's life. You know. Also, this dog is going to town on my foot right now. But I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It didn't have as much music as I wanted it to.
Dude, but the rap battle scenes,
Rap battles were awesome,
so good.
but I was, expecting like Straight Outta Compton where there was a ton of music.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, Eminem was really good in that.
yeah,
He was a fantastic actor.
acting
He won an Oscar for that, best original song, but not actor.
Wait, he won.
Best song.
Oh yeah,
What song? What was it?
Lose Yourself,
Yeah.
which I think is his best song. It was funny because when I went in and we were all thinking this, it would be about his life, and so his name would be Marshall Mathers in the movie, and everyone kept on calling him Jimmy. And we're like, is his name Marshall James Mathers? I don't understand this. But apparently it's just based on his life, I guess. But I liked it.
Very, very good.
Well, are we at 45 minutes?
We're close to 40.
Got anything else you want to say?
Not really. I'm still pissed about Sam Witwicky.
Well, what more can we say?
Well, do you want to talk about the number one hated moment between us?
I would like it. We can close with this.
Yeah.
So,
Logan, great movie.
great film. Me and Aditya are sitting in Logan. And we're sitting in Logan, which we've had. We're sitting in the movie theater watching Logan. And one of my qualms with Aditya, just as a person, is that
As a human being.
he always talks about actors and directors and movie people that he knows damn well I have never heard of, and just acts like I do. So we're sitting in Logan, and this character is on the screen, and he turns to me and he says, "Oh my God, that's Stephen Merchant." Knowing full well that I have no idea who Stephen Merchant is, and I've never heard of him.
It's really funny because Stephen Merchant is I don't think he's like well known at all. Like I really like him because he created The Office with Ricky Gervais. But I don't know why I turned to you and said that, but it was so funny because I don't think you've ever looked at me with a look of confusion more. And like
Contempt. I was disgusted.
I mean, I guess we can ask our 5 voters which they think is worse, whether Ocean's 11 is number 5 on your list and you didn't know the name of Brad Pitt's character, or George Clooney's character. You literally
I knew his name was Danny. That's all
you didn't know it was Ocean. Or if I turned to you and said Stephen Merchant.
Yep, definitely yours.
We've had a very rocky relationship.
Sexually or otherwise?
Both.
All right.
These are some big topics. But
yeah, that concludes our episode on George Clooney's nipples. I hope you all enjoyed our. I think you might hear an outro song after this.
I don't know.
And it
we
might
haven't
be
decided.
Kanye. So
Yeah.
if you don't, see ya. If you do, enjoy Kanye, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then we'll get some feedback and figure out if this is something we can keep doing.
All right.
But yeah, thanks for listening.
Ciao.
guys.